So you've probably heard there's a trial kicking off in New York today involving the Trump Organization, involving Donald Trump's chief financial officer, Allen Weisselberg, but not involving Donald Trump himself. Let's talk about this show trial, shall we? Because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So I'm sure you know that there's a trial kicking off in state court in New York today involving the Trump Organization. That's right, Donald Trump's company, his namesake, is on trial for being run as a criminal organization, a criminal enterprise, a criminal business. The lead charge is a 15-year-long criminal scheme to defraud in the first degree. Here is some of the reporting today from NBC News. Headline, Trump Organization criminal fraud trial begins. The Trump Organization stands trial this week in what prosecutors allege was a 15-year scheme to compensate top executives of former President Donald Trump's company off the books to help them avoid paying taxes, with the company's former chief financial officer appearing as the prosecution's star witness. Jury selection began Monday, with potential panelists likely to be questioned intensely about whether they can be impartial in a case that involves the former president and his eponymous company. His eponymous company. Let's start there. The Trump Organization. Prosecutors indicted the Trump Organization for being run as a criminal enterprise for 15 years, stealing from the city taxpayers in New York, stealing from the state taxpayers of New York, not to mention stealing from the federal taxpayers. Of course, no federal charges have been brought by the Department of Justice against Allen Weisselberg, against the Trump Organization, against Donald Trump. But they did indict Allen Weisselberg, Trump's chief financial officer, his right-hand man, for basically helping Donald Trump run the Trump Organization as a criminal enterprise, stealing from the taxpayers for 15 years. And Allen Weisselberg pleaded guilty to 15 felony charges. He could have gone to prison for decades. But you know what the prosecutors did in New York? You know what District Attorney Alvin Bragg had his prosecutors do? They gave Allen Weisselberg an obscene sweetheart deal. Just plead guilty to everything, and instead of going to prison for decades, we're going to let you go to jail for 5 months, and you know what? With credit for good time, you'll be out in 100 days. And all you have to do is testify against the Trump Organization. No. You don't have to testify against Donald Trump. No, we're not going to be holding him accountable. We're just going to charge the chief financial officer for running the Trump Organization as a criminal fraud. We're going to charge the organization itself, but we're going to give Donald Trump a complete pass. Even though it's his namesake, he benefited from this 15-year-long criminal scheme to defraud in the first degree. He lined his own pockets. Everybody around him was committing crimes, but we're going to give him a pass. That ruling class criminal, Donald Trump. That, in a word, is obscene. Remember, friends, Alvin Bragg's career prosecutors, who had been working the criminal investigation into Donald Trump himself, said, we have enough evidence to indict Donald Trump. We have enough evidence to convict Donald Trump of multiple felonies. And they went to the District Attorney Alvin Bragg shortly after he was elected, and they said, we are prepared to indict Donald Trump and move forward with a prosecution. And Alvin Bragg killed the case. And instead, he's letting Allen Weisselberg take the fall for Trump. He's going after the Trump organization, but he gave Donald Trump a pass. Why? We still don't know. I have been hoping that there were some really industrious investigative journalists who would dig into why Alvin Bragg acted the way he did, giving Donald Trump that gift. Maybe we'll learn more about that in the future, but in the meantime, we're going to watch this show trial, this sham of a trial, where Allen Weisselberg is going to prance into court and say, yeah, the Trump organization engaged in a parade of horribles, committed all kinds of crimes. Well, yeah, we know, Allen, because you were the one orchestrating those crimes, stealing from the taxpayers, running the Trump organization as a criminal enterprise, together with and for the benefit of Donald Trump. But we're not going to ask you to testify against Donald Trump or hold him accountable for his crimes. This is a show trial. This is a sham. And you know the only thing at risk here for the Trump organization? The district attorney is seeking a fine or a penalty of some $1.6 million. That's chump change, right? The Trump organization can probably find that in the couch cushions at Trump Tower. Yeah, in a word, obscene. It's a sham. It's a show trial. And unless and until Donald Trump himself is held accountable for his crimes, none of this really matters much. But you know what does matter? Justice matters. Friends, please stay safe. Please stay tuned. And I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.